So about writing a speech, these are a few things we discussed in writing a speech. In your introduction, you have to acknowledge or greet your audience. Acknowledge those who are listening to you, greet them. Then present yourself. Who are you? You giving the speech. Who are you? So your name and your position. Let's go a bit back. When you are acknowledging your audience also, you acknowledge them in the order of their social status. We mentioned that based on their rank in society, the role they play or their positions in society or in your school, depending on which type of people you are addressing, you address them in that order. And then after that, you now come to the second point, which is your name and your position, your name and your role in society for you, the speaker. Then after that comes the purpose of your speech. The purpose of your speech. So the topic, and finally, you can add that to it because we are trying to reach 50 words in our introduction. So you can give them the plan of your speech. That part is very easy because most of the time when you are giving a speech to write, it is usually in the part of guided writing, meaning you are given 3 prompts that suggest to you what you need to write in your body paragraphs. So when you have the 3 prompts, it gives you an idea of the plan of your speech. So you can add that in your introduction. You mention to them the topic, what you are going to address, and then what is the plan? What are you going to talk about? Then talk about what next and talk about what next. Now you tackle the points that are given to you in the question prompt. Because remember, the points that are given, the 3 points that are given to you in the question prompt suggest to you the main idea of your body paragraphs. You would have 3 body paragraphs, and each prompt in the question will be the main idea of one of your body paragraphs. So if you have 3 prompts, you are going to have 3 body paragraphs, and each prompt will be discussed separately in a paragraph. Now, what you need to think about, or what you need to pay attention to when you are writing your body paragraphs is this. Did I focus on specific aspect of the question, and did I give much detail about that? We don't want you to come and list. Let's say, for instance, in the question I'm going to show you right now and we are going to discuss, you are asked to list the benefit. One of the prompts say, list the benefits of co-curricular activities. You would agree with me that there are so many benefits of co-curricular activities, and you cannot exhaust all of them if you were to list all of them. So we are not expecting you to list all of them. Focus on 1 or 2 or 3, and then give much detail on that. So I am going to show to you in the examples that we did in class, and I will explain to you why we did well. Then after that, you now go to your conclusion. Your conclusion should be a call to action. A call to action. A call to action means you are asking the people to take a position or to do something. You are asking them to do something. And after that, you just thank them. The call to action is usually not given to you in the question. It is what we call the implicit aspect of the question. When you are given a question prompt for writing, especially a speech, we have 2 aspects of the question. We have the explicit, the part that is obvious, which anyway, when we, let's go to the question. When we go to the question and we analyze it, I will explain to you. Is it okay? So let's look at the question we have. The question says, after the discussion on co-curricular activities in your class, your teacher has asked you to speak to the rest of the school about learners' involvement in co-curricular activities. Write the speech down. Your speech should entail, point number 1, what co-curricular activities are available in school. Point number 2, the benefits of co-curricular activities. And point number 3, the disadvantages of co-curricular activities. So when you look at this question, for instance, the topic is co-curricular activities, right? You have the topic co-curricular activities. Now, they are saying that your teacher has asked you to speak to the rest of the school about co-curricular activities. That is the explicit aspect of the question. It is obvious, it has been given to you. Now, the implicit aspect of the question, the part that is not told directly, the part that you cannot get from the question directly, but it is implied, is this. After your speech, what is your teacher expecting? What does the teacher want to see? You would realize that after your speech, your teacher wants to see many learners getting involved into co-curricular activities, many learners participating into co-curricular activities. So that part of the question, they did not tell you directly, but that is what the teacher would want. So as a speaker, when you are finishing your speech, you don't necessarily need to wait at the end of the speech though, but as you are crafting the speech, you need to craft it in a way that encourages the learners to be involved in co-curricular activity. That is co-curricular activities. That is the implicit aspect of the question. And that is what I'm saying, that in your conclusion, you do a call to action. Probably you will encourage, for this question, for instance, you will encourage them to participate in co-curricular activities, right? So let me run you through again. In the introduction, did I greet my audience? Did I acknowledge my audience? And then did I present myself? After that, did I introduce the topic, what I'm going to talk about, and give them a plan of what I am going to talk about? Then we go to your body paragraphs. Did I address any point in my question prompt? Did I focus on specific aspects and give detail about them? Then in my conclusion, did I make a call to action? So let's try to write something and see what we will have. So here in our introduction, we said we want first to acknowledge our audience. So you can quickly brainstorm for such a question. Who are those who will be your audience? For this question, who are those who are going to be your audience? We can think of first, where are you even going to deliver the speech? It is most probably during the assembly. And during the assembly, who are those who are going to be there? You may have the principal, you may have the head of department, you may have the teachers, you may have your fellow learners, and then the working staff in the school, if they are allowed to attend the assembly. It depends on your school. Now, after you have listed those people, that is in your rough sheet or in your brainstorming space, after you have listed those people, now look at them. What is rank them according to their social status. So who comes first in terms of their position in society, in terms of their position in the school? Who comes first? Definitely you have the principal. After the principal, the head of departments, if there are many of them. In a school where it is only one person like our school, the head of department. After the head of the department will be the teachers. After the teachers comes the learners, and then after the learners, you can now think about non-teaching staff. Non-teaching staff. So you acknowledge them in that order. And this is what we have written here when we were in school in the morning. We said, Mr. Marcus Petrus, our school principal. Miss Katrina Kamwanga, our esteemed head of department. Dear teachers, fellow learners, and non-teaching staff, greetings. My name is Sitambora Moses, and I am here to talk to you about the co-curricular activities available in our school, the benefits of participating in them, and some drawbacks to help you make informed choices. Well, the reason why we mention that aspect, that clause, to help you make informed choices is because we know that the implicit aspect of the question is to get most learners participate in co-curricular activities. So ideally, you would not want to mention the drawbacks, because the drawbacks can discourage someone from participating in the co-curricular activities. But since the question is requesting that we mention it, we also want to put something there that will not discourage the learners, even though there are drawbacks, but we don't want to discourage them from attending. So that is the little strategy I encourage you guys to use in the morning when I said add that part to the introduction. Otherwise, we have our audience, we have acknowledged them in the order of their social status, and then after that we have mentioned our name, who is the person giving the speech. We see here Sitambora Moses, and then we mention the topic, which is co-curricular activities, at the same time the plan. So we are going to talk about co-curricular activities available in our school, the benefits of participating in them, and some drawbacks to help the learners make informed choices. Now we can go to the next paragraph, which will be our first body paragraph, and the question prompt is telling us that our first body paragraph should be about what co-curricular activities are available in the school, which we have also mentioned in our plan, isn't it? So this is what we wrote together with you in the morning. There are quite a number of co-curricular activities in our school. So remember our topic sentence. In that sentence, the writer can know that this paragraph is going to talk about the co-curricular activities that we have in our school. Now we move on. The most vibrant ones are the football club, which most male students participate in, and the netball club for some ladies. The next vibrant one is the English language club, which receives the visit of almost all learners. What did we do here? We avoided listing because many learners would have said, in our school we have co-curricular, we have English club, we have math club, we have science club, we have home economics club, we have football club, we have a netball club, we have music club, and they will be listing. Yes, you would have answered the question, but you did not create the interest. So we are not expecting you to list too much. We are expecting you to focus on one or two or three, and then create the interest. And you create interest by giving detail. So we limited ourselves to football club, netball club, and then English language club, so that we will be able to give details. And the details that we have given, which I put in green always, is that the football club is attended mostly by male students, and the netball club for ladies mostly. Then we mentioned the English club, and we are saying that English club receives most of the visitors, we are saying that English club has almost all the learners, right? I think that is good. That sounds a bit interesting. That gives much detail on the activities we have decided to talk about. Definitely, there are other interesting details we could have added, but we are limited by the number of words. So let's move on to the second paragraph. The second paragraph will now be about the benefit. Why is it important to participate in co-curricular activities? And this is what we wrote. Participating in any of these activities comes with many benefits. Again, our topic sentence. So the reader will know that this part or this paragraph is going to tackle the benefits of participating in co-curricular activities. Now, there are so many benefits. We again don't want to list them. We want to mention a few of them so that we can give details. So we have here, beside prize winning, Sports keep us healthy, energized, and refreshed. So we are giving the advantages of participating in or being a member of any sport club. Then we are tackling the English club because these are the ones we mentioned in our listing when we were listing the type of clubs, co-curricular activities available in our school. So the next one says the English club also helps us improve our communication skills and adds a lot more to the content we learn during lesson in class. So I think that is these are benefits, isn't it? You don't need to list too much benefit. Remain on focus on one or two benefits, as I said, and give much detail. We have avoided to add much details here because we are really limited by the number of words that we are required to write. Now let's go to the disadvantages. One negative side of taking part in these activities is that they are time consuming, and if not well balanced with studies, they can distract us from our academic performances or our academic performance. I don't want you remember I said I don't want to dwell too much on drawbacks because I want to encourage learners to participate. So I have that at the back of my mind. That is why I wrote a very short paragraph, a one sentence paragraph. Now we go to our conclusion. Remember, our conclusion should be a call to action, getting the learners or your audience to do something. And here we said finally, which is our concluding connector. Finally, I encourage all of you to partake in at least one co-curricular activity and enjoy the opportunity they present. Thank you for listening. What do you think about that? For a speech that is supposed to be between, I think, 150 and 180 words, I think this is a good one. I am not sure of the number of words yet. I will check. But as I keep telling you, don't worry too much about the number of words. If your structure is very good, if your writing style is very good, that alone can fetch you good marks, and the teacher will not worry too much about the examiner will not worry too much about the number of words. So I think that is a good example. Let's think again, what makes our speech good? In our introduction, we need to acknowledge the audience. And the reason why you even acknowledge the audience is because it helps you determine the tone of your speech, whether you should be formal, semi-formal, or casual. It helps you determine the tone of your speech when you acknowledge your audience or when you know who your audience are. And then after that, present yourself. When you finish presenting yourself, bring now the topic for discussion or the topic that you are going to speak on, the plan if you want to, and then after that, tackle the points that are given to you in the question prompt. These will form your body paragraph. Then in your conclusion, you focus on calling them to action, having them to do something or having them to take a disposition. Then after that, you thank them. It is the same thing that goes to my advanced learners. Advanced learners, for you would have a wide range of words to write, 250 and plus, which puts you in a good position compared to ordinary level. And it will also be a guided writing, I believe so, because you'll be given an article to read, and then take some aspect of the article and speak about it, about them. Now, there could be many aspects of what is required for you to write about. But remember, don't list everything. Don't focus on all the aspects, or don't bother about writing about all the aspects. Pick 1, 2, or 3 of them, and then talk about them and give much details. That is what will make your speech strong and interesting, not just listing. So this is a good one to help you while you are revising for your examination, and we'll tackle others in another video.